this is by yourhormones.info. You and your hormones, right? So it says vitamin D. Vitamin D is a hormone produced by the kidneys that helps, so it's produced by the kidneys that helps to control the concentration of calcium in the blood and is vital for the development of strong bones. Alternative names for vitamin D: calcitriol, or 1.25 dihydroxyvitamin D, ergocalciferol, vitamin D2. All right. So that's the one I heard of that you can make with mushrooms. Cholecalciferol, vitamin D3. Calcidiol, which is 25 hydroxyvitamin D. Right. So this is getting a bit technical, isn't it? Those big words for me.
Chemistry class.
Don't go science. Why did I choose this as a topic? Right, okay. You see, so it's just as punishing for me as it is for you guys.
No, it's good.
What is vitamin D? Vitamin D is actually a hormone rather than a vitamin. It is required to absorb calcium and phosphate from the gut into the bloodstream. Vitamin D is mostly produced in the skin in response to sunlight and is also absorbed from food eaten. About 10% of vitamin D is absorbed this way. Right. So 10% of your daily requirement, shall we say, would be from food. So that means 90%, does it? Needs to come in from the sun, because we've got food, UV rays, meaning the sun, and we've got supplements. So we put supplements and food together, right? So that's what you consume, what your body's going to ingest through the gut. That's your 10%. So you need to take 90% in from the sun. Yeah.
I never actually knew any of this, Lieutenant. This is quite interesting. I didn't know about the hormone part, the active hormone. I never knew that ever.
Yeah, it's important to know, isn't it? Because we've got like human beings, we are complex creatures. We've got to learn like how to manage ourselves. How can we manage ourselves if we don't know the root cause of the issues that we have and why we react the way to things that we react to in a seemingly irrational way and all the rest of it. So we've got to control ourselves, but how can we if we don't really know anything about it? So so 10% is what you consume. So that leaves 90% you have to take in from the sun, right? So where was I? Vitamin D is mostly produced in the skin in response to sunlight and is absorbed from food eaten. About 10% of vitamin D is absorbed this way as part of a healthy, balanced diet. The liver and kidneys convert vitamin D, produced in the skin and taken up in the diet, into the active hormone. The liver and kidneys convert vitamin D. Oh, so you absorb the UV rays, your skin turns it into vitamin D, and you take 10% of your vitamin D comes in through your diet, and the liver and kidneys turn that into active hormone, right, which is called calcitriol, which is the 1.25 dihydroxyvitamin D. Active vitamin D helps to increase the amount of calcium the gut can absorb from food into the bloodstream and also prevents calcium loss from the kidneys. Vitamin D modifies the activity of bone cells and is important for the formation of new bone in children and adults. So if we've got optimal levels, our bones potentially could repair themselves a lot better, like say from fractures and breaks and things like that, would you say? Okay.
Would it make the bones more dense too? Like more density?
Yeah. As you get older, you get like, brittle bone and all of that. So
osteoporosis. Yeah. Now about that, I've been told wearing a weighted vest forces your body to strengthen the bones because you're carrying an excess weight, not just your own weight. So I wonder if you've got to make sure that your hormone D levels are optimal for that to actually happen. Because it sounds like it's the hormone D that gets that you need. Let's go back to it. I'm not getting my head around this. Active vitamin D helps to increase the amount of calcium the gut can absorb. All right, so if you've got optimal levels of hormone D and you're taking in the correct amount of calcium, your gut's going to absorb it all into the bloodstream and is going to modify the bone cells and make it possible for when your growth hormones kick in, which happens when you're carrying that excess weight, for your body to strengthen the bones with those bone cells that you've just made with all of that I just read that I've still got.
Am I right? I'm thinking it's like, so if you don't have good levels in a vitamin D, then even calcium in your phosphates can't be even absorbed. Then. So those well, those you could be deficient in them as well.
Yeah, because even if you're consuming the right amount, if you haven't got enough hormone D, then your body's not going to ingest that. It's just going to pass through.
Yeah,
or
so
possibly go somewhere that it shouldn't go and have a negative impact on you.
Yeah, it's pretty key, isn't it? So it's not even just vitamin D for itself, but for all the other bits too. For all those other ones. It's important in all them, the calcium and the phosphate as well.
Yeah. Okay. How is vitamin D controlled? A fall in the concentration of calcium in the bloodstream is detected by the parathyroid glands, which produce parathyroid hormone. Parathyroid hormone increases the activity of the enzyme catalyst that produces active vitamin D. This increase in the concentration of calcium together with vitamin D feeds back to the parathyroid glands to stop further parathyroid hormone release. The production of vitamin D is also directly regulated by calcium phosphate and calcitriol. I've never heard of a parathyroid hormone before, so that's just baffled me even more.
Aren't those the things near the parathyroid? Yeah, in the neck, aren't they? Those glands around the thyroid.
Yeah, I've heard of like people who use the excuse of why they're fat or it's a thyroid issue.
Definitely not too much pizza.
No. That's why the funny thing is that people in like the third world never seem to have any thyroid problems. Their thyroids are just fine. That's because
they don't have access to reduced to clear almond croissants from Tesco either, do they?
That's why. When you have to walk 15 miles to bring a bucket of dirty water to drink, it seems to take care of your leg days.
Tell you what, that water can't be that bad because that kid hasn't aged a day in those adverts.
Oh my God, yeah.
Since 1983.
I'm
exactly. Thinking I might be moving to Africa.
Telling you, all these people with thyroid issues, we should send them to Ethiopia for a week, Somalia
just go
for
to
a
Africa,
month.
Will you?
Yeah, a couple of months in Somalia, and all the thyroid issues seem to vanish. Forget Ozempic.
You can live young forever. That kid's been sitting at the well for 30 years.
Not good.
I know it's 43 years, but never mind.
Oh yeah, Banksy, did you say Ozempic then? Sorry, did you say that? Yeah. No, it's funny.
No, so there's no.
Yeah, sorry. I got a friend who had that, and I can't believe the results on that. Right,
is it good?
Just transformed. Like they were quite chunky before, now they're like a stick.
Damn. How long did it take?
10 weeks, 11 weeks. I think lost like nearly 4 stone
weeks.
Or something. 4 stone, 3.5 stone in 11 weeks.
My God, that is amazing. That's some impressive stuff.
I couldn't, because I didn't know what to think of it. I thought it was like a myth, right, or like just some story. But no, it's real, empowering, whatever that is. I don't know. I couldn't.
Damn. Yeah, man. Yeah, either that or 2-3 years in Dagestan, and they'll be good. I don't know if you've seen that meme.
I'll check it out.
No.
Oh, it's an MMA meme, because all of these fighters, Khabib and all these other guys who come from they come from Dagestan in Russia, and every time there's some guy is it's like a meme now. Every time if your son is a little bit too flamboyant and he's a little bit too LGBT, 2-3 years in Dagestan, he'll be all right. Just send him to Dagestan; they'll make a warrior out of him.
I saw a picture that could be or video. He was he wrestling bears when he was 4 or 5? There's footage of him.
Yeah, Khabib was wrestling little bear cubs when he was 6, 7, something like that. Yeah, he's been literally training since he could walk.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to mess with him. He's pretty tough.
He can't have been hormone D deficient.
Yeah. I don't know. It's pretty cold up in Russia, the Dagestan parts of Russia. But he was outdoors all the time, so yeah, he probably got plenty of sun.
Okay, let's bring this back in because we read the remaining part of this article. Just being aware of the time because we are going to finish at 10. But when I end stream, you can still hang in the studio and we'll discuss the points that we're going to agree to research for the next time we come back to this.
Okay, yep.
This topic, yeah? So we'll just get through this last part. What happens if I have too little vitamin D? Vitamin D deficiency is common in the UK, probably due to lifestyle changes and lack of sun exposure. It may also occur in cases of diseases affecting the intestine, liver, and kidney, which affect the ability to absorb or process vitamin D. If you have severely low vitamin D levels, you are unable to maintain an adequate concentration of calcium in your blood for bone growth. This causes rickets in children and osteomalacia in adults. As the role of vitamin D as a regulator of other functions throughout the body has emerged, it has been suggested that a lack of vitamin D is linked to an inability to fight infections effectively, muscle weakness, fatigue, and the development of diabetes, certain cancers, multiple sclerosis, depression, heart disease, high blood pressure, and stroke. Although the direct relevance and mechanisms underlying these responses remain unknown. Oily fish such as sardines, mackerel, and salmon are good dietary sources of vitamin D. Calcium can be found in cow's milk and dairy products. In the UK, foods such as breakfast cereals and margarine are fortified with vitamin D. I would never recommend consuming those things, but back to the point. Adequate exposure to sunlight is important, especially between April and October, for around 15 to 30 minutes daily. Public Health England recommends vitamin D supplements are taken by people in at-risk groups, for example, women who are pregnant or breastfeeding, young children, and those with osteoporosis. And what happens if I have too much vitamin D? This was your question, Ravioli. It is very rare to have vitamin D. If you have too much vitamin D, the level of calcium in your blood may increase, and this causes a condition known as hypercalcemia. Hypercalcemia can cause a number of symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, constipation, tiredness, confusion, depression, headaches, muscle weakness, the need to pass urine more frequently, and feeling thirsty. However, this condition is very rare. So that article, I think's pretty, it's not as detailed as I would like, but it is a good start for a look into hormone D and vitamin D and what they actually are. Do you agree?
You see the messed up thing is, I have the symptoms both of having too much vitamin D and not enough vitamin D. They're both. I have all of those things. Those things that he just mentioned at the bottom, nausea or feeling tired and headaches and not sleeping. I have them.
This is the thing. this is the thing, when you start looking at things, you start relating to it, and next thing you know, you're convinced like you're dying or something like that, and it's like, no, it could just be something else, couldn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, I asked
Sorry,
my brother
have you got hypochondria? Sorry, Banksy. Could it be
no,
that?
but the thing is, like, I asked my brother, oh, dude, I I can't sleep well, or I can't. So, oh, you probably have too much, not enough salt in your diet. I was like, yeah, but I also have this. Yeah, but you probably got too much salt in your diet. I'm like, which one do I have? How much salt is enough? How do I know? Because I have either too much salt or not enough salt, and I'm getting the same symptoms.
Yeah, and there's different theories, isn't there, all over the place? So maybe that's something else that we could be looking into another time. We've got just under 2 minutes, and then I'm going to be ending stream.
Mhm.
Any final thoughts on what we've looked at today? Very, very briefly, because I'll thank everyone for watching, and then we can discuss further once I've ended the stream.
Probably gonna I'll try and research on the hormone part of vitamin D. It being a hormone, I still don't fully understand, but now I've learned something completely new, so I'll probably go away and read into that and try and understand more about that, and then maybe that, and then try to understand like more about what is a healthy amount to take from food.
Okay.
These sorts of things. Yeah.
Okay, so you've at least took away something that you didn't know before.
Yeah, I never knew it was like a hormone. I didn't know how important it was for the calcium and the phosphates and things. I didn't know how key it was for the absorption of those. But the bit in my mind still is how it's considered like a steroid hormone. I never knew that.
Yeah.
So that's why I've learned something there.
That's good. And yourself, Banksy?
Sorry, yes. Yeah, no, all good. Again, I say you're right, Ravioli, in regards to, because you just think it's when they say vitamin, you just think it's some sort of a vitamin that you sort of take, like vitamin B and all the rest. But
it'll be in oranges or something like that. Yeah, I can have 2 oranges a day, I'll be fine.
Yeah, but the fact is that I guess these vitamin supplements that they're talking, like the tablets, are they providing my body with vitamin D, or are they encouraging my liver or kidneys to produce vitamin D? Because it seems that these, like the sun rays and all of these things, are to produce or get my liver, kidneys to produce this hormone. So it's not like
that's interesting.
Coming in from the outside. It is a activator for your liver to produce this hormone. So that's the thing. This is what I got from this whole thing, is that it seems that when you're on the sunlight, it's not like the sunlight is seeping in vitamin D into your body. The rays are activating your liver and your kidneys to produce this hormone.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So if that's the case, then the supplements I'm taking or the food that I take, are they actually introducing vitamin D into my body, or is it just they're agitating or encouraging my liver and kidneys to produce this hormone?
So interesting. Are you actually consuming something that you need to be consuming if your body could actually do all of that itself anyway?
Yeah.
Smooth moderator. Smooth moderator. Smooth moderator.